What's up, YouTube? Oh, we finally made it in the door at the shipper. Uber got me again. For some reason, I have trouble with Uber and their pickup numbers. They're never good. I give them every number on the Raycon. It's no good. Call Uber. They give me another number. It's no good. Call them back. Oh, we got to work on it. Finally get a good pickup number, and I'm getting a door. Door 241. So we've already been here an hour and a half. We'll probably get some detention out of this. But one of the cons of Uber is pickup numbers. I always struggle with pickup numbers. All the other brokers I've worked with, they give me a number, it's good. Never had a problem. Not Uber. So we booked this load. This load's out of Massillon, Ohio, going to Texas. So I'm going to talk a little bit about your rates and what I look for in a rate, or when I'm trying to book a load, what I'm looking for when I'm trying to book a load. First thing I look for, I'm looking for loads that are either light meaning 26,000 or less, or loads that are going west into Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa. So I don't mind pulling a heavy load, 40,000 to the west of us, because it's real flat. I don't have to go through the mountains. What I try to avoid is taking a load to West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Virginia, North Carolina. I try to stay out of that area, especially if the load's heavy. So I prefer to go west, and of course I always prefer a lighter load. This time we got lucky. We got a 9,000 pound load, and it's a full truck, but it's potato chips. So 9,000 pound load going to Odessa, Texas, which is on the west side of Texas. It's right in the corner of the panhandle there of Texas. So about 1,500 miles, and the rate is about $2.20 a mile, which I know a lot of you will say that's not very good. I know a lot of people on YouTube that won't haul for that rate, and that's fine. That's their prerogative. But for me, I kind of look at the rate per mile and the volume of miles. So this rate is going to pay me just over $1,000 a day to deliver this load. Now, I could run a load from here to, we'll say, southern Wisconsin or western part of Illinois. 400 miles, 500 miles. And that rate might be, I don't know, $3 a mile. But you do the math, that's going to take you 2 days, because you got to pick up and you got to deliver, and you've got 14 hours to do that in. Odds are you're not going to get it done in 14. And if you do, you're still going to be sitting on a 10-hour break before you can book anything else. So we'll call it 2 days. So that load might pay, $1,500, maybe $1,700, $1,750. It might get you up in that $350 a mile, but it's 2 days. So at 1,500, you made $750 a day. So sometimes you have to factor in the volume of the miles that you're going to be paid to drive. And I like my loads to be right around between 500 and 15. 15 is almost too far. 500 is pretty good, and I count on 2 days for that. But you know, it's all on what you prefer. I like the big paychecks. I like getting 3,500 on a 3-day load versus 1,500 on a 2-day. So to each his own. And there are plenty of loads, you know, where you can book at $8 a mile, but the load's, you know, 60 miles. So you're doing a lot of extra work for not that much more money. And you probably kill a day on that one load. But because you know, the shippers and the receivers, you're kind of at their mercy. And if you get in somewhere like Target, you might not get loaded for 8 hours or unloaded. So that's going to hurt you too. But that's what I look for in the loads. I look more at the volume of the miles and the rate per mile. Of course, that's important. You know, you could pull those down into Florida for $3.50 a mile, and for me, starting from home, that's 1,000 miles. That's good money. That's $3,500. Now, getting a load out of Florida, you'd be lucky if you can get $1.50 a mile until you get up into Jacksonville, and you're right around $2 until you get pretty much out of Florida. So it's all in what you want to do. Right now I'm booking most of my loads off the DAT load board. I've pulled for maybe 8 different brokers off the DAT, and the rates are usually better, way better than Uber. Uber had a decent rate on this one, so I took it. And for all the pros of Uber, man, sometimes they drive you crazy with their pickup numbers and reference numbers and customer support. You do not speak to a person whose first language was English. They always have their thick accents. They're hard to understand. And most are Asian or Indian. Really hard for me because I'm hard of hearing anyway. So they're hard to understand, but other than that, you know, you're not having to negotiate a rate like you do with DAT. You know, Convoy is similar. The problem with Convoy is they don't want to pay you nothing. I've not seen a good rate on Convoy since I've had the app and signed up with them. That's been about a month. I've not seen not one good rate. But
Merry Christmas! Dinner was full!
it's my Christmas ringtone. It's my personal phone. I don't know who that was, but Uber's competitive sometimes. So far, Convoy has not even come close. I haven't even thought about booking a load with Convoy. You tend to get better rates off of DAT through all those brokers, but you have to negotiate that rate, and they keep a rating system on you similar to the way you can rate them. So if you got 5 stars, sometimes you can negotiate a little higher rate, and all you got to do is be on time. Be on time and no damage, and you get 5 stars, and you start getting better rates. But I couldn't find anything I liked on DAT going out, and I found a good load on Uber, so took it. And I am a volume over rate person. I'll take a load where the rate per mile may not be exceptional like this one, but has a lot of miles. So sometimes volume. And I used to work in manufacturing. My plant manager, the good plant manager I had, he always said volume cures a lot of ills, and that's true. Because volume will make money. But that's it for how I book loads. One of these times I'll actually record myself calling the brokers for DAT. I'll show you a little bit of what that's about. Generally, you call, you see the 15-day average. I usually add, depending on how far it is, between $50 and maybe $300 or $400 on top of the 15-day average. They usually counter with something in the ballpark, and then I usually take it because I'm usually getting a rate that's a little higher than the 15-day average. Sometimes, the one load I got 300 over the 15 days. So, but it's a game, like any other. I don't think you want to play it too hard because you'll start losing loads. But so far, I've not lost a load off the DAT. I've lost them off convoy and Uber. If you fool around on Uber too long, someone will come in and book your load. And the other thing with Uber, and really with all the brokers, you want to wait. Don't book your loads more than 2 days out. You wait till the day before. Day of, you can really get a good rate, but then you're rolling the dice. Some of those loads you wanted might be gone. Usually the day before, 2 days before, that's when I start looking. But that's all for now. I'm getting loaded. This place smells like McDonald's. They make potato chips, so I'm starving. I gotta get something to eat. But we'll come back when we're on the road.
Or no?
Yes. Salt.
It's right there, babe.
Oh. This don't even have a red light, so.
Ooh, those stink. It's not recording still, right?
No. Shouldn't be.